Hello there, my name is Ananth Mahadevan and you're watching UrbanAsian.com. Well, you see, after the first Aksar, which was about 10 years ago in 2006, I had gotten into what was my space of world cinema. So I ended up doing films like Staying Alive, Red Alert, The War Within, Me Sindhutai Sabkal, which incidentally won 4 national awards, and Gaur Hari Dastan, The Freedom File, Rough Book, and my latest film, which is up due for release, which is again a biopic on India's first practicing lady, Dr. Rakma Bai. So somewhere in the midst of all this, my producers of Aksar, Mr. Shyam Bajaj and Narendra Bajaj, they came up to me and said, the first one was a big success, so why don't we take this brand forward? Why don't we do Aksar 2? Well, it happens all over the world. The first brand that we know, which is a series, is the James Bond series, and it's the oldest brand extension we know. So we thought of another plot. It was very important to think of a very intelligent, intricate and intriguing plot. And once we got that in place, then I felt, yeah, we were ready to take on Aksar 2 and make it into a film. No, Aksar 2 is a standalone film. It's nothing to do with, like I said, it's just an extension of the brand, not an extension of the story. Yeah, I wanted a group of actors who had never worked with each other before. I did not want a certain chemistry between them. I wanted a certain aloofness, because these are 5 characters, an ensemble cast, who think that they have chanced upon an opportunity to take life a step ahead for themselves. They take the necessary steps which they think are right, and then they realize that somewhere there is a catch in it. There's a price tag somewhere, there's a catch somewhere, there is a trap somewhere, or there is an unexpected move somewhere. And when you see everything sort of, coming back at you like an avalanche, boomerang at you, then you don't know how to control the situation. Then you get into desperate moves. And then, do those moves work? Do you get buried under the avalanche? Do you come out of it alive? Or do you manage to get out of it? So that is the question mark. So these 5 characters, Gautam Rode is an exciting actor. I mean, he's got a massive fan following from television. And for me, I wanted a very Daniel Craig-ish kind of personality in the film, which Gautam was absolutely up to. Then we had Abhinav Shukla. Abhinav Shukla plays someone who's been deprived of something in life. Because of that, his love life is suffering, and he needs to sort of get back at life and at people. And so the very rebellious romantic hero, he fitted in very well with his, very handsome. He's a very handsome boy, and he's also an adventurer. He is very much into hiking and mountaineering in real life. So the drive in him was what I wanted for this character of Ricky. Then of course we have a surprise packet in Srishant. He's never worked in a film before. We know him as a cricketer, so he has no image at all. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he going to spin everyone out? Is he going to bowl everyone out? Is he going to catch someone out? So that was interesting. And then Mohit Madan, who was a newcomer, but very lanky, tall and impressive presence on screen. And then of course, we have the veteran, absolutely wonderful Lilith Dubey. So all of them put together, and you have a film where you do not know, where you can't read the minds of the characters. So I thought it was a very fresh piece of casting. Of course, there were options to all of these characters, and it was very tough to, and I'm very glad that we finally sort of zeroed in on these actors. But the process itself was very exciting. See, well, I started off with a musical called Dil Vil Pyar Vyar. It was India's first retro musical. We used the published works of R.D. Burman. Then I did a very breezy rom-com called Dil Mange More with Shahid and Soha and Aisha Takia. Then of course I did Aksar and other films. But if you ask me, my heart is in world cinema. My heart is in the kind of cinema that the masters have made. And I would like to make a breakthrough for this country on that level, on the global level, on a world platform with really outstanding world cinema. I mean, we did have the masters here like Satyajit Ray, Adur Gopalkrishnan, Arvindan. Today we still have Shaji Karun and others, but somewhere we have lost out on the world-class cinema which Satyajit Ray, Mrinal Sen and Adur Gopalkrishnan used to make. Today most of them are half-baked. They all want to try, but they are not just there, the finish is not there. So we are not able to get to a level that the other countries are doing. Even a country like Iran, where you have masters like Majid Majidi and Abbas Kiarostami and so many of them. So what is it that is preventing us from making cinema that would be world beaters? It is us. It is our attitude. It is our glamour-struck film industry that only wants to make 500 crores vis-a-vis moving the world. So for me, as a director, I want to get there where no one has ever got before from India. So I'm as clear and ambitious as that. See, don't blame the audience for anything. They take what you give. If there's a big ticket film on a festival Friday, and there's no other film, and the big ticket film has taken all the 21 shows in every cinema, every multiplex, what other film do you see? You have no option but to go and watch that film. It's like drugging the audience. But otherwise, supposing on a Diwali day, you have a film that is absolutely world class. There's no other film. And the audience goes and sees that film. Imagine a situation, a hypothetical situation. And suddenly there is an educated audience waiting for this kind of cinema. And there are more filmmakers springing up and making that kind of cinema. Give me one Diwali and I'll give you a new audience. See, we make films to sell tickets. We want an audience. We are not making a film for us to watch at home or for a select niche guest audience. So, box office will follow. Give them the product. See, the sea of creativity should not be mixed with the sea of commercialism. If you don't have a product, then how do you expect a box office or people to pay for it? Once you have a product, you would want, even if it is only 0.1% of the population of India, which is still very huge for that kind of film, to come and watch it. So, the box office and selling tickets is very important. But at the same time, you can't sell your soul to the box office. Well, I'm talking to you now, and if any of these things that I have said just a few minutes ago goes across to your audience and it sinks into them, I would think that this little talk that we are having, you call it a promotional talk or you call it whatever, an interview or whatever, has fulfilled its purpose. I am doing films, I'm quietly doing films. I did the Tamil version of Drishyam, Papanasam with Kamal Hassan. My next film is Vishwarupam 2 with Kamal Hassan, which is a Hindi and a Tamil. I just did a Marathi film, although it was a guest appearance in a film called Kacha Limbu. There's a film called Evening Shadows coming up, which is about a father and his gay son. And there are other films also being... But since I've been very busy with my direction, so I've been lying low because I've done my bit. I've had my Chandnis and Khiladis and Bazigars, Badshahs and Gardishes and all these lovely films which I managed to be part of. But Unless, of course, now today a role has really something meaty for me. I don't want to waste my time on it. I'd rather make a film, So, but I'm doing my theatre. I'm making my movies. I'm acting in my movies. I'll soon be coming up with a show on television as an actor. So I guess I have divided my time equally. Well, the film that I'm very excited about and would like to talk about is a film on India's first practicing lady doctor called Dr. Rakhmabai. Dr. Rakhmabai is a very important film today because as early as the 1880s in British India, she was more progressive than we are today. She fought against the prevailing Hindu system. She raised a voice against Queen Victoria, and she became India's first practicing lady doctor. And she was India's first social rebel. All of which applies today when Malala stands in the UN and says that I got shot because I wanted to be educated. We realize that gender discrimination has not changed. So Dr. Rakhmabai is a film that has gone to many festivals. It's won a lot of awards and now we are ready for a release. If you like suspense, if you like to be on the edge of your seat, and if you like to play the guessing game in a theatre with your family and be thoroughly entertained by a plot that is very intriguing and intricate, then Aksar 2 is the film for you.